Hi, this is Danny V, and welcome to this edition, episode 4 of Driveway Mechanics. On this episode, I'm going to be installing these KC HiLites. This is the daylighter model that you see here. It came with a complete kit with the wiring harness, the covers, and both lights. The model I bought is in black, just to match the grill guard that I put on last year that you saw in a previous episode. This particular kit is 100 watt quartz halogen, 200 watt candle power, and it should come complete with everything I need to install it. Okay, at first glance here, it looks like a relatively easy setup here. It comes with the switch, let's see, which is going to be located right here. It's coming in with an inline fuse, 20 amp. We got the two lights shown here and here, and let's see what else we're going to need here. This is looks like it gives you one clump of bulk wire, but it looks like you can cut it to the desired length you need using splice connectors here and here, and it looks like it has easy disconnects here and here. So it doesn't look too bad to do. I guess the hardest part will just be trying to fish it through the firewall. Okay, here on my Silverado, what I'm actually going to do is just mount these to the bar here. This is still holding up pretty well. It's gone through one winter and 2 summers already, so it's not doing too bad. So we're going to add to it and go ahead and put on our daylighters right on here. And this is already pre-drilled out. And what I've done is I've just mounted one loosely here just to show you what that's going to look like. I actually ran the wire right through there, right through the grill. Nothing's hooked up yet, but I wanted to see kind of what we have there so far. I'm going to take this cover off here. Okay, and this cover's got to come off. Run my wires up along here in the battery. I'll probably tie direct into the battery here if I can, run the wires along here, and then fish it into the firewall. Okay, well, looking in the package for KC, it comes with this bulk wire, which they say it's 21 feet. Just looking at the gauge of it, I don't know if you can see that. The gauge doesn't look too heavy duty. I'm guessing that's around. It's not marked on the wire. It's obviously, let's see, their own wiring, because it just has their website address on it and doesn't show the gauge. But just by looking at it, I'm going to say it's either a 16 gauge or a 14 gauge. So, I don't know if I want to use all this wiring just for all 3 connections. There's going to be the ground connection. There's going to be a supply connection, from the battery, and then there's going to be the load connection, which is going to go to the lights. And I don't know if I want to use the same color wire for every connection. That's just me in case if later in the wiring harness that I'm going to make myself, if I have to go back in there, I'll be able to know which wire's what. I picked up a couple different colors here. I'm going to have a whole lot of extra wiring, but what I've decided to do is, since there are 3 connections, let me bring the switch out real quick. That's our switch that's going to be installed. It's a regular rocker switch with, it looks like a little light that illuminate when it's going. Look at the back, it's got a 3 male post blade connector type. Okay, like I said, one of these is going to be for the ground. One of these is going to be for the battery, and one's going to be the load for the lights. So what I think I'm going to do is, looking at the lights, KC ran a red wire out of their lights already. So what I think I'll do is I'll continue that on, and the load wire I'll make to the switch. I'll continue their color and I'll make it red. The ground I'll probably just use their wiring, have it as the green. And as far as the actual supply, I'll probably just use this white wire. color choices was up to me, so that's what I went with. I guess I'll just use the battery supply as like a white hot. This will be the supply, or the load rather. This will be the supply, and then this will be the ground. But feel free to go ahead and just use theirs if you want to. I still think the gauge is a little on the light duty side, but I'll go ahead and keep it as the same. I also noticed with this kit, it just has the one 20 amp inline fuse that you create. It doesn't seem to have a relay. I don't know how I totally feel about that. I'm kind of used to using like a 30 ampere relay or whatnot. I'm not sure what their theory was behind that. Maybe the 20 amp will do you. I might even email them and ask them why. If it's something that I need to do, I can always splice in a relay later. But it should have came with the kit. Should it needed one. So yeah. So okay. On with the rest of the installation. Ran the factory chrome loom through the grill there. Now what I've done is I bought myself some factory black loom. I put my my load wire in there, and I've got the ground wires all set up as well. I'm actually secured to the frame here, and I put the loom down here, and even my splices are covered in the loom. So show you the other side here. That's going in. That's inside the grill. Connected it right up. Alright, here's the splice right there, and I'm going to fasten it down with some zip ties right along the radiator support, and I'll show you that much of it when I get done with it. Alright, let's give you a look at what that looks like there. As you can see, I got it's the KC harness, got it all tied in, my own harness. Here's the ground. I've actually got it wire tied right in to the bottom of the support. I've got 3 ties in there, 1, 2, 3. Here's the other light going back out through the grill, nice and tight. There's the split, there's the other ground, and then the loom with the wire, with the load wire, continues on through, and it goes through right over here, just behind this little splash protector right in there, and on into the battery area. Okay, I think what I'm going to do next is tighten them down. The only reason why I want to do this is because if you see the sky, it's been threatening rain all day today, and I don't know if it's going to start any minute, so at least if the lights are down, I can tie off the wires that I haven't done and continue with the project later. Alright, one thing I did go out and buy, I'm not really a big fan of the yellow covers that the kit comes with, but I do, however, like the stone guards. These did not come with the kit. I had to buy them separately. You can get them anywhere from $10 to $15 a side, but they stay right on place, and they actually look better than the yellow covers, in my opinion. You guys can make your own decisions on that, but these are all in place now, so they actually protrude a little bit, and you can use them while the lights are on. Another thing that I'm going to change on here is I'm not a big fan of these KC HiLite bezels that are made to screw under the dash. I'm not really a big fan of them because I really don't like to see the wires protruding, and it just seems like it's a better obstacle to break or get knocked out of the way. So I'm actually going to take this switch out of here and relocate this switch. I was going to put it in this lower dash here, but the way GM is, it's a little too thick. So I think what I'm going to do is relocate the switches up to here. In this area, I'll pull back a little bit. It's just to the left side here. I'll put the rocker in here. Now the problem I had with the KC switch, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but when you turn this on, the LED light doesn't stay lit all the time. Try right now, see if it lights up. See, it lights up for a second, then it goes out. I think it's a defective switch from KC. I'm not going to really go through and try to get a switch from them. It's just not worth it. But I can actually make it go on if I just move the rocker back a little bit. Watch. See if I can get that to work. See, now it's on. See, now it's on. It's off. And the lights are working and everything's fine. But see how that light doesn't go on when you turn them on unless you play with the switch? Like now it's on. Watch, I'll just turn it back on. Maybe I'll do it one more time. See, they're on. I'm not really a big fan of that. See? So I'm going to go ahead and get another switch out of my local Napa store. Here's the replacement switch I'm going to use. Just came back from Napa. It's the same type of switch. I think this one has a red LED, but it's no big deal. And the area I'm going to put it in is I'm going to drill through this dash bezel right here. I've already checked it out, and I have sufficient clearance back here. There's a cavity that I'll be able to mount the rocker to, and install right here, and the switch will go up and down here. Now what I'm also going to do is eventually I plan to put upper lights on the top. So I'm going to put another switch side by side here for a later installation. At least I'll have the same type of switch, and it'll be able to be already pre-wired in, or at least pre-mounted in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drill those now. Alright, I've got everything drilled, wired up, finished up, and cleaned up. Let me pan over here, I'll show you what I got here in the dash. Right here, I'll take a shot through the steering wheel here. This is a factory stuff over here. And right here to the right, here's the switches I just installed right here. This is going to be for the KC daylighters in the front grille. And later on, I've already got it drilled out here and mounted. This is it's a dummy switch right now, but this will be for later on when I get the either the roll bar or the headache rack there or whatever in the back. Get some lights on that, and then we'll be all set. That'll be on a later edition of Driveway Mechanics. But for right now, this is the one that's hot. It's active. I'll go ahead and flip them on right now. There you go. And you can see the red LED lit up. And let's go out and double check. Make sure that our daylighters are actually lit. It's in the daytime, but I'll be able to tell if they're lit here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, I got one in there going. One over here going. So they are working. Now I'll just wait till tonight, and I'll go ahead and I'll aim them. Get them sighted in. But yeah, that's a nicer finished look. Definitely better than having it under the dash, and I'm kind of a tall guy, so I'd just be kicking it out anyway and breaking it. So there it is.